My name is Yelena from Dmitrovgrad, Russia. I remember when I was 11 years old, was walking home from school on Saturday afternoon when I suddenly remembered that I used to go to church on Saturday. I haven't thought about church for a long time, and I wasn't sure why I was thinking about church now. That time an unusual desire welled up in my heart to go to church. I called my mother on my cell phone. Remember we used to go to church on Sabbath. Can I go there now? Mother said. You don't have to ask. You can go. I arrived just in time for the sermon and listened. I saw my old Sabbath school teacher. The teacher told me with a smile to come again. My parents divorced when I was small. They had taken me to church until I was 5. Then they had gotten tired of seeing each other in church and quit going to church altogether. I went to public school and had classes 6 days a week, from Monday through Saturday. The following week, I immediately returned to church. I didn't understand the sermon but tried to make sense of it. I liked being in the church where I used to worship and liked being among the other children in the church. After a while, I started skipping classes at school so that I could go to church earlier on Sabbath. A month passed, and I invited older sister, Oksana, to go with me. She accepted. My mother noticed that my sister and me were going to church, and she started going with us. But then some church children moved away with their parents. Other children stopped going to church. My mother stopped going and I also stopped going every week. A church member noticed my absence and asked me to help with the sound system. I agreed, and now I had to go to church every Sabbath, because the church members needed me. I began reading the Bible and books by Ellen White regularly. I especially grew fond of The Great Controversy. My mother saw that I liked Sabbath school and she was making good friends with the adults in the church. She started going to church again. One day, my mother asked me a serious question, "Do you want to be baptized?" I immediately said that I wanted to give my heart to Jesus, and later I was baptized. The water in the baptismal tank was terribly cold, but a warm joy flooded over me when I came out of the water. I never went to school on Saturday again. My mother wrote a note to the principal, asking to be excused from Saturday classes so I could worship God. The school gave me permission. However, I also had to make up Saturday schoolwork, and struggle to make good grades. Today, Saturday schoolwork is no longer a problem. After that school year, I learned about Zayokski Christian School, an Adventist day and boarding school located about 600 miles, 1,000 kilometers, away from my hometown. I couldn't afford to pay tuition, but a church member offered to help. Today I am 16 years old and in the 11th grade. It is awesome to study here. The teachers are kind, and they help me with my studies. I am very glad that we don't have classes on Saturday.